Hi everyone, I'm Clara, and today we're going to talk about some YA books written in verse. April is National Poetry Month, and one of the ways the library is celebrating that is through our Blackout Poetry display, which you can see behind me. In Blackout Poetry, you take a sheet from an old book, you black out some of the words, and the words that are left create a poem. For example, in Never Again, the poem goes, "A few guns on the wall, trooping in and out, army fashion. Rust, gray, silver and black, they smelled rank. Old-timers, money in the country, mind?" So when you think of books written in verse, your mind might go to epic tales like the Odyssey, or old plays like Shakespeare. However, this style is also used modernly, a lot of times by authors who are wanting to deal with really heavy subject matter, and so they use this more sparse writing technique in order to do so. We got a lot of books to get through today, and they're divided into two categories: books that take place in the past, and contemporary books that take place modern day. So, let's get started. First, talking about books that take place in the past, we have Karma by Kathy Ostler, which takes place during the 1984 Sikh massacre. The Lightning Dreamer, Cuba's Greatest Abolitionist, by Margarita Engel, which tells the story of Gertrudis Gomez de Avellaneda. All the Broken Pieces by Anne E. Berg, which follows a young Vietnam veteran. Wicked Girls by Stephanie Hemphill, which follows the Salem witch trials. Bull by David Eliot, which retells the story of the Minotaur. Audacity by Melanie Crowder, which follows the women's rights movement in New York City. Full Cicada Moon by Marilyn Hilton, which takes place in 1969 and follows half-black, half-Japanese Mimi as she moves to Vermont and deals with their new life there. Loving vs. Virginia by Patricia Ruby Powell and Chandra Strickland. This book follows the case of Loving vs. Virginia and desegregating marriage. The Watch That Ends the Night, Voices from the Titanic by Alan Wolfe. As I'm sure you could guess, this book follows stories from the night the Titanic sank. Like Water on Stone by Dana Walrath. This book takes place in the Ottoman Empire in 1914 when World War I is starting to pull everything apart. Song of the Sparrow by Lisa Ann Sandel. This Arthurian tale tells the story of the Lady of Shalott. And Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This book is autobiographical, in which author Jacqueline Woodson tells the story of growing up in different states and with different cultures. And next we have our contemporary book set in modern day. First, we've got Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, which tells the story of the main character planning to kill the guy who killed his brother, and on the elevator down he has a sort of Christmas Carol experience in which ghosts visit him on every floor. Orchards by Holly Thompson, in which half-Jewish, half-Japanese Kana has to deal with the aftermath of a classmate committing suicide and her wondering who is responsible. Sold by Patricia McCormick, which follows main character Lakshmi in Nepal when at the age of 13 she is sold into prostitution. Shark Girl by Kelly Bingham. This follows main character Jane after her arm is bitten off by a shark and she figures out how to rebalance her life. You Are Not Here by Samantha Schutz. This book follows main character Annalie after her secret boyfriend dies and she feels like she's not even able to properly mourn him since nobody knew about their relationship. And We Stay by Jenny Hubbard. This book follows Emily, who is threatened by her boyfriend with a gun right before he uses that same gun to commit suicide. She has to deal with the aftermath of that, the grief and the anger and all of the other feelings she's dealing with. Speak by Laurie House Anderson. After Melinda is assaulted at a party before high school starts, she begins retreating into herself, stops talking, and becomes a selective mute. As time passes, she starts to wonder, though, can she use her voice for good? Make Lemonade by Virginia Ewer-Wolf. In this book, our teenage main character babysits for a teen mom, and together they all sort of become their own little family. It lives! Sorry about that, folks. My computer died in the middle of filming. But good news, we were right at the end of our list. If you're interested in any other books in verse, talk to us at the library, we'll see if we can find you any. And if you would like to find these particular ones, I'll link their record in the catalog in the description below. And now for upcoming events. On Tuesday the 24th, we have our Tidal Wave author visiting. This year it's Greg Hurwitz, so if you want to check out some of his stuff in our catalog and then come meet him, feel free to do that. Also on the 24th, we have our Plastics, Recycling, and Sustainability workshop in the evening. On Wednesday, we have Pokemon Club, and on Saturday, we have Spanglish. For any more information about these events or any other upcoming events at the library, check out our events calendar at coosbaylibrary.org. If you have any questions about the library in general or this channel specifically, feel free to leave them in the comments or email me at coosbaylibrary@gmail.com. And if you want to get involved in this channel and these videos, let me know or come to our next TAG Teen Advisory group meeting. I'll link some information for TAG in the description below. And that's all for this week, folks. Thank you for your patience in our change in scenery, and come check us out. We hope to see you soon.